I can get that signed today if you give this one last concession.
This negotiation tactic is called one last thing. What's the buyer doing here? They're trying to catch you at your most vulnerable point. They want to use your excitement and eagerness to get the deal done, to really get a concession or more out of you. How do you respond to this? First of all, don't be tempted to cave. You need to remind the buyer that the process to get to the final agreement includes flexibility on both sides. Focus on interests, not positions. Respond with questions and a trade offer if they bring up the one last thing negotiation tactic.
I just need to run this by my CFO.
This negotiation tactic is called the rubber stamp. How does it work? Listen, you worked out the deal, but before making it official, the buyer says that she needs to run it by someone internally. Then she comes back to you with a request for a drop in price, right? How do you respond to this strategy? What you want to do is find out early in the process who's going to have final sign-off. The way you do this is that early in the sales cycle, you want to ask the question, how will this decision be made? Who are the other stakeholders that will be involved in making this decision with you? You also want to make sure that those decision makers are going to be involved early to avoid the rubber stamp negotiation tactic. And you need to engage those decision makers.
Just meet me in the middle and let's call it a day.
This one is called split the difference. This is where the buyer asks you to meet them in the middle, even though the middle may not be fair for you. How do you respond to split the difference? First of all, you got to beware the emotional appeal of showing good faith by splitting the difference. Don't cave. What you want to do is search for a better solution. Look for options. You need to demonstrate the business value that you're bringing to the table in order to make the case that the buyer needs to pay much more than split the difference.
We're looking to spend no more than $500,000 for this.
This negotiation tactic is called the anchor. This is where the buyer is going to share a target number with you, such as a budget cap, to anchor the bargaining range on the low side. How do you respond to the anchor? Firstly, go first with price. Don't wait for them. That could be one tactic. Find out whether it's a real number or a play. How do you do that? You've got to go deep and wide in an organization and talk to multiple stakeholders to figure out what the impact of the solution would be, the positive change that could result from implementing your solution. Also, the cost savings that could result from implementing your solution. From there, you also need to understand what their likely alternatives are. Do they have other alternatives that they could purchase instead of you? This will really help you respond to the anchor. But recognize that the anchor is a negotiation tactic and it may not be their real budget cap.